Welcome to Hanson Holt. This train is about to depart. Hello everyone and welcome to Hanson Holt. Today we're going to be doing a rowing session and showing you a project we've been working on for a while. So guys, you might remember that a while ago on my channel we made a video on making these, which are some repainted TTA wagons that we repainted, redeckled, weathered up, and they look really good. As you can see, we had some graffiti decals. It looks really nice. I think we've done some good stuff with these wagons, and that is a very popular video on my channel. But then we thought that we have, engineering train wagons are very expensive, and they're quite hard to get hold of as well. So we have started converting other TTAs and wagons that use the same chassis to MTAs. Unfortunately, we couldn't get MTA decals, so it says MFA, but we're going to weather them up really well, so they won't be able to see it anyway. And as you can see, we've got some really nice graffiti on here. Now, these are done with some paint pens. We've just been to a model shop and we brought some bits and bobs. So, yeah, that's what we've done today.
Okay, so as Josh said, these are Hornby TTA chassis, which is also the same chassis they use on some of their van bodies.
Yeah, large box vans.
Yeah, so McVitie's, Cadbury's, that kind of thing. You probably see them on eBay or in model shows. You can pick them up really, really cheap. They're not sort of accurate prototypical, but they do serve as a good platform for other wagons. Yeah,
like
so there you go. That's a much nicer, more modern Coca-Cola one, but you can see the chassis is the same. So if you pick up some of these older ones, the chassis is from a TTA tank wagon, and in the I think 1980s, a lot of these chassis were converted to use as ballast and engineering wagons. So there's a couple of different prototypes that were based on this chassis. We chose the Mta, I think, because it's probably the simplest shape, and this is made from plasticard and some plastic strip. So all we did was to buy a sheet of fairly thick plasticard, and then we bought some plastic strip, glued that down the sides, glued it on top, primed it, painted it, deckled it with some decals from Railtech. As Josh said, these are actually MFA decals, but we're just going to kind of dirty them up and put some marks and things over it so you can't really see them. But yeah, so I mean, probably picked up some of these vans for about £2 a chassis. The plasticard was probably about another £5 or £6 for the whole project. Paint was what I had in stock anyway. I've mixed my own. Started with Tamiya Hull Red and just mixed it up with some other colours red. To try and make it a little bit more like EWS, and then same with the gold. The decals are probably the most expensive part. I think they're about £4 or £5 for a sheet of decals, but there's enough to do a lot of wagons. And that's it really. So they're not sort of Bachmann Hornby standard, but if you want to build a cheap rake of fairly modern wagons for use with your modern diesel locos, then I'd recommend having a go. It's good. Didn't cost a lot of money, and I'm also going to show you how we did the graffiti as well. Okay, so here's a couple of the MTA wagons that we've made. One of them has got some ballast in it. One of them's empty. As you can see, I think they look all right. Running around the layout, they look fine. And bearing in mind it would probably cost about £20 to £25 to get a modern Bachmann EWS wagon of this type. Well, they did actually make an MTA. I don't think it's available at the moment other than used, but a lot more detailed, obviously a lot nicer than my effort, but a lot more expensive as well. And particularly if you want to have a convincing rake of sort of 6, 7, 8 wagons on a small layout like ours, then that's quite a significant investment. A bit too rich for us. But I did promise I'd show you how we do the graffiti. So I'm not an expert. I'm not presenting myself as anything like that. But this is what we got. So these are Derwent paint pens. So if you ever used these as a kid, I had some silver and gold ones for doing art as a kid. Same principle really. Got these from Hobbycraft. They're not especially cheap, £15 for the packet, but they'll if you're using them for things like graffiti, they'll last a long time. So that's what they look like. You can see how much paint there is in them. Usual principle, you have to shake them up, there's a ball bearing in there, and then press down to get the paint to flow, and it will come out, and they do the graffiti. In that packet was white, black, and a couple of, I think 3 different shades of grey, and then they do a separate pack for colour, which is a bit of a shame. It would have been nice to get a couple of colours in the same pack, and I didn't want to spend the money and get all of those, but just with black and white you can see it's pretty easy to do some graffiti. It looks okay. It's not the most professional graffiti in the world, but these are going to be very, very heavily weathered. We want to get these absolutely filthy and probably have some permanent ballast loads in them. So I think, bearing in mind it's going to have a lot of airbrush dirt over the top of it and rust streaks, I think it looks okay. So as you can see, got researching some pictures of MTAs here. In real life these things are absolutely filthy. You can barely see any of the lettering, so pretty comfortable that whatever we do, we just need to weather them up and it'll look okay. But you can see there's some nice graffiti tags on there, so we're going to use the paint pen and try and emulate something like that, something that looks convincing. Okay, so I found this, it says rust. I think that's quite appealing, quite appropriate for a rusty old wagon that's had a hard life. So I'm just going to have a practice on this piece of wood. The one thing you can't do is go too fast, because you need to let the paint flow. It goes kind of down there and across like that. Yeah, I think that doesn't look too bad at all. Right, so we'll try and replicate that on the wagon. So there we go, little graffiti tag. I think that looks okay, not too bad at all, pretty happy with that.
So guys, we have something to reveal, if you haven't seen it in previous shots. We have brought some wagons at the model shop, Northampton on Wellingborough Road. Highly recommend that shop. Now, yep. I'll tell you a little secret. I've hid this at the back of a shelf for so long, thinking about buying it. And I got them for $39.99. And yes, that's a lot of money, but when you can, this is a free wagon pack.
Let's hope Mummy doesn't see this bit.
Yeah, and the other wagons back here, these ones, the newer ones are going for about £62, something like that. These are an absolute bargain. So we're going to unbox these for you. So they come in this lovely case. You can see them on the back. Gone for non-weathered, because we like to weather them up ourselves. Here is one. These are HEAs, not to be confused with HAAs, and they look really nice. And we now have 3 of them. Yep, we have another one, and finally we have the last one. So there's a lot here. Try and turn this around without knocking it over. There you go. And this was £32. Now I don't know how much this would cost to buy them all separately. But it would cost a lot more than this. This is a great wagon pack by Hornby.
I think it's they obviously had them in stock for a couple of years, and they were at the old price. And that's one thing that they're very good. Prices in a model shop are really fair, aren't they? Really good.
So let's unpack the wagons and explain the.
We should say we've already got one of these sets, haven't we? So this now means we've got a rake of 6, which is good.
Wagons.
Yeah.
Very nice. Especially to go with that 58. Check out, if you'd like to check out my Corby model railway video that was in there. Go try and unbox this now. Yeah. So I'm going to keep going. Oops. I've ripped it. There's no tape on these, but because they're all shiny, it's very hard to get out.
Yeah.
And we've got 3 of these, and they come in the standard ice cube trays, a lot of model railwayers call it.
Well, they're hard to open, aren't they?
Yeah, because it's all covered in like china clay. In fact, I have some china clay wagons. Sorry about this, everyone.
We'll be back in a second.
We've just got one of these wagons out, which is very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. But here it is, and it is a beautifully decorated wagon. Standard Hornby packaging keeps it nice and safe. Goodness me, look at that. It just looks incredible. Well packed, well packaged as well. Look at that. Very nice. So we have 3 of these, and we're going to put the rest of these 6. We haven't unboxed the other 2 because we're going to do that off camera because it's very frustrating. And we're going to put these in the train. So I hope you enjoy. So guys, we're just about to do a EWS running session, some of our EWS rolling stock and time appropriate pieces of equipment and locomotives. Yeah, I hope you enjoy. I haven't done a rowing session in a while, but I really hope you enjoy this. Oh dear. Sorry guys, I'm having a bit of trouble with these points, as usual. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Enjoyed this kind of mix-up video. These wagons, again, very proud of Daddy. We also got some, of course, in this grey livery, which I think was more of like the test livery. Really hope you've enjoyed this video. This is actually a video we're going to try and get it out on a day, but we are making it, and it's just been absolute blast. Also, I hope you like this that I've made. Oops. Not the signal, but I've made this and I'm very proud of it. Oh, and if you're wondering why the plaster, I accidentally cut myself on a tape dispenser today. So I'm not very happy about that, but I am very happy about this wagon. It looks amazing. I really hope you've enjoyed this video because me and Daddy have really enjoyed making it. I really hope you've enjoyed. Bye!